Hey guys, welcome to Pages with Sidra. Today we are going to start episode 610 of I Have 90 Billion Licking Gold Coins. If you haven't watched the previous chapters, make sure to check them out on my channel. Now, without any delay, let's dive into the chapter. Chapter 1044, The Flame War. Can the super soldier serum really have side effects that serious? Su Lele stared at the report, her face turning pale in an instant. She had become stronger, more beautiful, more accomplished over the past few months. Since the day she injected the serum, her physical abilities had skyrocketed. She could punch with several tons of force and lift a car barehanded. Her speed and reflexes had become inhuman. It took her a while to adjust to the newfound power, but once she did, she didn't rush to find Qian Yuan. Instead, she buried herself in study, art, literature, philosophy, everything. She wanted to improve not just her strength, but her mind and soul too. She wanted to be someone worthy of standing by his side. She didn't want to be that invisible little girl anymore. She thought she was finally moving in the right direction, finally closing the gap between her and him. But now, the serum had a horrifying side effect. Qian Yuan wouldn't joke about something like this. If he said it, it must be true. Am I really running out of time? 1 year? Do I only have 1 year left? Tears welled up in Su Lele's eyes. It was a bitter, silent grief. The cruelest part of knowing your fate is knowing when your story ends. All the effort, all the growth, all the hope, suddenly felt meaningless. Qian Yuan had warned her. He said there might be serious side effects. She didn't listen. She went ahead anyway, even took out a loan to buy it. Just like those girls who are warned about plastic surgery risks but still go under the knife, thinking it won't happen to them. Only when it's too late do they realize the price. 1 year is too short. I haven't even had time to properly honor my parents. I haven't even gotten to be with the person I love most. I haven't become the artist I dreamed of being. I've never seen Manhwa, or Tibet, or Europe, or North America. There's so much beauty in this world I've never experienced. So many dreams I haven't fulfilled. And now, I'm just going to die. Maybe only when death is near do you truly realize how much life you've taken for granted. Even a lazy morning in bed suddenly seems like a luxury. Su Lele made a decision. She would spend what time she had left with her family, fulfill her duty as a daughter, understand them, forgive them. Maybe this was her last chance. Once those regrets were put to rest, she would find Qian Yuan. Even if she could never truly be with him, it didn't matter anymore. Even if he loved someone else. Even if he married someone else. As long as she could spend just a little time with him, just one night, it would be enough. Life is short. No one escapes death. So why care about the ending? If she could experience even a brief moment of love, a beautiful memory in a limited life, that was enough. That too was love. Because love isn't defined by how long it lasts, but by how precious it feels when it's fleeting. But despite Qian Yuan's public warning, he wasn't praised. He was attacked. Brutally. You're full of crap. A spoiled rich brat playing scientist now. I got the serum just last week, and now you're telling me I'm gonna die? Go to hell, you psycho. Qian Yuan, you bastard. Drop dead. Let's say for a moment you're telling the truth. Then why the hell didn't you say this sooner? Now so many people have taken the serum. You want them all dead. These people are the backbone of society. You took the serum yourself, Qian Yuan. You had, like what, 10 shots? And now you post this garbage to stir up panic. Everybody chill out. To be fair, Qian Yuan did warn us months ago that there could be serious side effects. But no one believed him. He repeated it again, and people still ignored it. So now that things are going wrong, how is this his fault? I don't buy it. Not just based on his word. If he never took the serum, then how can he fight off a dozen trained men? I'm waiting for an official statement from KL Biotech. The internet was ablaze. Some were furious. Some were in denial. Some mocked him outright. The war of words had begun. But Qian Yuan didn't care. He tried to warn people. And now, somehow, he was the villain? You're mad I didn't warn you earlier? I said this months ago. Did anyone listen? No. If no one had died, would you even believe me now? He wasn't going to carry the blame. People were spoiled. They wanted to be spoon-fed warnings every day. Am I your parent or something? He scoffed. Grow up. Live with your choices. Meanwhile, in the Qian estate. Scary. Thank God I didn't fall for that serum nonsense, Lin Zhilu said, visibly shaken. Yeah, same here, Wang Mingming added. I was tempted too. But since my brother said not to, I listened. Master, Lin Zhilu asked, her eyes full of awe. When can I go see Brother Qian Yuan? I heard he's teaching at Yinjing University now. Even top global scholars are listening to him. He's incredible. Around her, the others, Xiao Ruyu, Qin Bingxue, Zhao Yuqi, Gao Xianin, Yuling Shuang, Qian Mingming, Chu Yuma, all looked restless with anticipation. They couldn't wait to see him again. But Qian Tian, the great medicine ancestor, wasn't going to let them off easy. You've only just entered phase 1. The marrow cleansing and body refining must continue for at least 3 more months. Every day you'll train to your limit, then soak in medicinal baths. From today onward, I'm taking your phones. You get 2 hours a day max. If you want to be my disciples, you must cultivate with discipline. The girls froze. Their training had only just begun. Chapter 1045, Smooth Sailing. Ever since they became disciples, their days had been filled with extreme training, pushing their bodies to the brink. If they had known it would be this exhausting, they might have reconsidered becoming apprentices in the first place. This wasn't training, it was torture, 10 times harder than military drills. They had all dreamed of becoming peerless martial artists, admired by all. But none of them expected the path to be so brutal. I swear, Master, you're a total devil. Lin Zhilu muttered, gritting her teeth. You think this is hard? The old medicine sage snapped. This is just the beginning. Every true powerhouse has endured pain and trials far worse than anything you've faced. Do you think Qin Yuan became who he is by taking shortcuts? The man has suffered 100,000 times more than you ever will. Your starting point is already far beyond the average person. With the King Medicine Valley's body-refining elixirs, you recover fully after every brutal day of training. If you waste that gift, don't blame me. His sleeves swept through the air as his voice turned icy. Since they had taken him as their teacher, they were his responsibility, and he would not let them bring shame to the valley. If they only learned halfway and walked out of here mediocre, they'd be slapping the Medicine King Valley in the face. He wouldn't allow it. Everyone present fell silent, hearts thudding with realization. So Brother Qian has been through that much. Only by experiencing it yourself do you realize how hard he's worked. I'm not quitting, Xiao Ruyu suddenly declared. I'll run an extra 10 kilometers today. Good, the sage nodded in approval. Then everyone will run 10 more kilometers today. A collective groan rippled through the group. Lin Zhilu looked like she might cry. She was already running 20 kilometers a day, now it would be 30. And that was just the beginning. There were other harsh regimens lined up too. Without the body-refining elixir, their bodies would have collapsed long ago. Then the sage gave them a glimmer of hope. All right. One condition. If you can survive 3 moves from Qingtan, you're free from training today. Really, Master? I'm in. Senior Sister Qingtan, I challenge you, said Gao Xianin. She was knocked out in 1 move. Lin Zhilu tried next. 1 move. Everyone challenged her, and every single one of them lost in a single move. They had thought they'd made big progress through their recent training, but Qingtan humbled them instantly. They were still rookies. Suddenly, Xiao Ruyu asked, Hey, where's Lele? Haven't seen her lately. Everyone looked toward Chu Yumo, Lele's direct superior. I don't know. She's been on a long break lately. Not sure what she's been up to, Chu Yumo replied. Just then, Su Lele arrived at the Chun family manor. The moment she stepped in, everyone noticed she looked different. She looks incredible. Is that really Lele? She's so much prettier. Even taller too. Her figure looks amazing. Wait a minute, don't tell me. They all had the same thought. She must have injected the super soldier serum. Lele walked straight up to Yao Qingtan. Miss Qingtan, I'd like you to train me. Please. I need your help. Qingtan didn't beat around the bush. You injected the serum? Yes. Lele nodded. Foolish. You already had talent. If you had trained diligently, your future would have been bright. Why take such a risky shortcut? What's done is done. I'll accept the consequences. I want to challenge you. I want to see how far I've come. Fine. I accept. They moved to the training ground. In a flash, their figures vanished into blurs, moving so fast they tore through the air like phantoms. Qingtan's skill was leagues above, but Su Lele's speed, reflexes, and raw strength exceeded that of most enhanced fighters by tenfold. To everyone's shock, the two were evenly matched, at least for a time. But in the end, Lele still lost. Qingtan's skill and precision overwhelmed her, and she was thrown to the ground. You've got to be kidding. Lei lasted over 50 moves against Qingtan. I couldn't even survive one. She's insane. I thought I was doing great, but next to her, I'm just a total noob. Lin Zhilu groaned, morale shattered. Even the old sage was stunned. Lei had reached the power level of a third-tier master. Her combat experience was lacking, but her strength alone rivaled Qingtan's. Are you okay? Qingtan asked, helping Lei up. I'm fine. I thought the serum would make me even stronger, but it turns out, it's not some miracle cure. You definitely held back just now. Let me check your pulse. Qingtan placed her fingers gently on Lei's wrist. Don't lose hope. My master is the best healer in the world. Things others can't fix, he might be able to. If you cooperate, there might still be a chance. Right, master? She looked at the old sage. I'll do my best, he said solemnly. He wasn't sure either, but it was worth trying. Lei's hopeless eyes seemed to brighten for the first time. The Medicine King Valley wasn't just about martial power, it was known for healing the impossible. And Lei would try anything to survive. Meanwhile, as the international backlash intensified, KL Biotech still refused to issue a public response. But then, the dark web released an official announcement, right on their homepage. Due to confirmed severe side effects, all super soldier serum transactions are now banned on the platform effective immediately. That single announcement shocked the entire world. Chen Yuan's report had caused waves, but many dismissed it as a lone scientist's opinion. The dark web, however, was viewed as an underground authority, often more influential than national media. This official ban finally tore off KL Biotech's mask. Public outrage erupted worldwide. And within just 3 days, the U.S. government responded with lightning speed. KL Biotech's headquarters were raided and shut down. Dozens of executives were arrested. Though, of course, most were scapegoats set up to take the fall. Chen Yuan's report had peeled back the veil on a global conspiracy. Everything had gone smoother than expected. Even Tina Morgan, who had been steadily seizing control of the Skull Society in America, met no serious resistance. That's it for today's chapter recap. If you enjoyed the breakdown, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to stay updated with the latest manga, manhwa, and manhwa recaps. Got thoughts on today's chapter? Drop them in the comments. I'd love to hear your take on the story. See you in the next one. Until then, keep turning the pages.